All right, let's talk about the moment that really matters in the golf swing. You know that pure, compressed feeling at impact? That incredible thwack that tells you, yep, that was a great shot. Well, today, we're going to break down the science behind that exact moment. It's called P7, and I'm telling you, it is the single most important part of your entire swing. I absolutely love this quote because it cuts right through all the noise. You can spend all day trying to get a perfect-looking swing, the one you see on TV. But the truth is, if you can master this one moment, the moment of truth, P7, you can become a phenomenal ball striker. It's the ultimate equalizer in this game. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to really unpack what P7 is and why it's so critical. Then, we'll dive into the three main flavors of impact that we see: upper, middle, and lower core. And the best part? We're going to help you figure out your own swing DNA so you can finally start practicing with real purpose. I like to think of a golf swing like a story. The setup, well, that's the beginning. The backswing is all the rising action, building the tension. The downswing, that's the climax. But P7, impact, that's the ending. That's where the story gets resolved, and it totally determines whether you have a happy ending or, one that ends up in the woods. Get P7 right, and you are going to love the results. Okay, so we've established that P7 is king of the golf swing. But what actually is it? Let's break that down right now. Now listen, this is so important. I want you to really let this sink in. P7 is not a static pose. It is a moment of flow. You can't practice it by just holding a position in front of a mirror. It's the dynamic result of a beautifully sequenced swing, and that is exactly what we're here to help you build. So, what ingredients go into a great P7? Well, as you can see, there's a lot. We're talking club pace angles, swing path, your angle of attack. It is a complex recipe. But here's the really cool part. The perfect recipe is actually different for everyone. It all comes down to your unique swing DNA. And that's exactly what we're going to explore next. First up, let's talk about the upper core player. I want you to picture a blacksmith striking an anvil. It's this powerful downward blow that uses the upper body to create just massive compression. That's that thump you hear from the pros on the range. For an upper core player, the feeling is all about covering the golf ball. Think about a young Tiger Woods. Remember that steep, powerful swing that took a divot the size of a dinner plate? That is a classic upper core move. It's an aggressive, very confident way to strike the ball. So let's break down how this actually works. See how the hands are way ahead of the club-headed impact? That is absolutely key for creating that downward strike. The upper body is rotating hard through the shot, while the lower body is more of a solid, stable foundation. It's a really powerful and very efficient sequence. Okay, now let's look at a completely different style, the middle core player. If the upper core player is kind of a power hitter, the middle core player is a master of precision and consistency. This is what you'd call the textbook swing that you see in so many golf instruction manuals. I want you to close your eyes for a second and just picture a perfect golf swing. Whatever you're seeing, chances are it's a middle core impact. It's really the gold standard for a reason. It's incredibly balanced and super repeatable. This is the kind of swing that just holds up under pressure. The key word here is connection. You see how the arms stay connected, almost glued to the torso as it rotates? That right there is what creates that feeling of effortless power and amazing consistency. The entire body is working together in perfect harmony. It's really a thing of beauty to watch. And last but certainly not least, we have the lower core player. Think of a player like Rory McIlroy. You know that explosive rotational swing that generates so much incredible speed? That is a lower core swing in action. It's all about using the ground to create massive, massive power. Imagine a tightly coiled spring. That's a lower core player at the top of their backswing. The downswing is just this violent uncoiling that starts from the ground up. It's a much shallower, sweeping motion that sends the ball flying, usually with a powerful draw. You see how the hips are leading the way here? That is the engine of the lower core swing. By clearing the hips so aggressively and so early, it allows the upper body to stay back, creating a huge amount of lag and whip through the ball. It's an incredibly powerful and athletic move. Just look at the difference in their posture. The upper core player is much more on top of the ball, which helps them cover it. The lower core player, on the other hand, is tilted more behind it. Both are incredibly powerful, but they generate that power in completely different ways. It just goes to show there is more than one way to swing a golf club effectively. Okay, here's a simple way to think about it. The upper core player is basically chopping wood. The lower core player, they're sweeping the floor. See the difference? One is a steep downward motion, and the other is a shallow sweeping motion. Both can be incredibly effective, but they are fundamentally different ways to strike the ball. You know, the hips really tell the whole story. For the upper core player, they're more of a stable anchor, but for the lower core player, they are the engine. This right here is one of the easiest ways to tell which type of swing you might have. So we've explored these three main swing types. Now it's time to turn the mirror on yourself. Which one of these sounds like you? Which one feels the most natural? Let's figure that out. The next time you go to the driving range, I want you to try a little experiment. Just hit a few shots and really pay close attention to how your body moves through the ball. Do you feel your upper body kind of taking over? Or do you feel your hips firing hard to start the downswing? Your body will tell you everything you need to know. Look, here's the bottom line. There is no such thing as a perfect golf swing. There is only a perfect swing for you. So please stop trying to copy someone else's move. Embrace your own unique swing DNA, and I promise you, you'll unlock a level of consistency and power you never even thought was possible. So, what's it going to be? What's your blueprint? Are you an upper, a middle, or a lower core player? Once you have an idea, you can start practicing with a clear, focused purpose. And that, my friends, is the real secret to unlocking your best golf. Now go out there and find your swing.